Why tactics exist? Tactics exist because football isn't just 22 people chasing a ball. It's a bit like chess, but with running, sweating, and occasionally someone rolling around pretending they've been shot by a sniper. Teams need tactics because without them, it would be chaos. Like trying to organise a birthday party for 7-year-olds after they've had too much cake. Pure mayhem. The best teams don't just have the best players, they have the best plan for using those players. That's why sometimes the team, with less famous players, beats the superstars. They had a better plan. Even the greatest players in history, Messi, Ronaldo, Pelé, all needed tactical systems to showcase their brilliance. A Ferrari is amazing, but without roads and directions, it's just a shiny object sitting still. What a tactic really is. A tactic is simply a plan to beat the other team. It's like when you're playing a video game and you figure out the boss's weakness. Aha! If I attack from behind, I win. In football, tactics answer basic questions. Where should players stand? When should they run forward? When should they pass? Who should they pass to? It's like giving everyone a job to do. The manager is like the brain, telling all the body parts what to do. Hey legs, run here! Hey foot, kick there! Hey head, don't lose focus! Think about it this way. If football was a movie, the players would be the actors, but the manager is the director. He decides what story they're telling and how they tell it. Sometimes it's an action movie, attacking football. Sometimes it's a thriller, counter-attacking. And sometimes it's a documentary that puts everyone to sleep, boring defensive football. Formations. Formations are just the shape your team makes on the field. They're written with numbers like 4-4-2 or 4-3-3. The first number is always defenders, the middle number is midfielders, and the last number is forwards. So 4 defenders, 4 midfielders, and 2 forwards. Think of it like arranging action figures. You wouldn't put them all in the same spot, would you? You spread them out to cover the whole battlefield, but formations aren't fixed like statues. Players move around during the game. It's more like a starting position, like saying, stand here until the game begins, then you can move. Formations have evolved dramatically over football history. In the early days, teams played with formations like 2-3-5. Yes, 5 forwards. Imagine that chaos. It was basically everyone attack. Now, modern formations are more balanced, with teams using systems like 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, or even 3-5-2 to create the perfect blend of defence and attack. Player roles. Every player has a job, just like in a superhero team. Some are fast attackers, some are strong defenders, some are smart passers. The goalkeeper is like the last line of defence. Their superpower? Using hands in a game played with feet. Weird, right? Defenders are the bouncers of the team. Sorry, ball, you're not getting past the velvet rope. They tackle, block, and sometimes look scary to intimidate attackers. Midfielders are the busy bees, running everywhere, connecting defence to attack. They're like the kids at school who are good at everything. Forwards are the glory hunters. Their job is simple. Put the ball in the net and run around celebrating like they've just discovered chocolate. Modern football has created even more specialised roles within these categories. Now we have sweeper keepers, who play like midfielders with gloves, inverted wing-backs, who cut inside instead of staying wide, false nines, who are forwards that play like midfielders, and registers who control the game's tempo from deep positions. Football's getting as complicated as ordering coffee at a fancy cafe. The midfield. The midfield is the engine room of the team. If your midfield breaks down, your whole team stops working. Some midfielders are defensive, like bodyguards protecting the defence. Some are attacking, always looking to create goals. Others are all-rounders who do a bit of everything. The best midfielders have eyes in the back of their head. They always know where everyone is without looking. It's their secret superpower. Control the midfield and you usually control the game. It's like owning the middle of the playground. You get to decide who plays where. Think about the greatest midfielders in history. Zidane, Iniesta, Modric. They weren't always the fastest or strongest, but they could see passes nobody else could see. They had a mental map of the entire pitch and could find teammates with laser-guided precision. That's why coaches often say, win the midfield battle, win the match. It's where the game's heartbeat lives, defending versus attacking. Defending isn't just about stopping goals, it's about winning the ball back so you can score yourself. The best defence is sometimes a good offence. When defending, teams either press high, chase the ball near the opponent's goal, or sit back, wait for the opponent to come to them. It's like deciding whether to chase the ice cream truck or wait for it to come to your street. Attacking is about creating chances to score. This means finding spaces, making good passes, and taking shots. It's not just running forward and hoping for the best. The hardest thing in football is balancing attack and defense. Commit too many players forward, and you're vulnerable at the back. It's like trying to eat ice cream while doing a handstand. Tricky business. Different leagues around the world have different attacking and defending philosophies. The Premier League is known for its high-intensity, end-to-end action. La Liga often showcases more technical, possession-based approaches. Serie A has historically been famous for defensive masterclasses, and the Bundesliga combines high pressing with explosive counterattacks. Each has its own flavour, but they are all delicious in their own way. Understanding space. Space in football is like gold. Finding it, using it, and denying it to opponents is crucial. When your team has the ball, you want to create space by spreading out. When defending, you want to close space by getting compact. The best players don't just run to where the ball is, they run to where it's going to be. They see spaces before they even exist. Space can appear and disappear in seconds. Blink and you might miss that perfect gap to pass through. Football is played as much in the mind as with the feet. Great players are constantly scanning the pitch. You'll often see them looking around 3 to 4 times in just a few seconds. They're taking mental snapshots of where everyone is positioned, calculating where spaces will open up. It's like playing chess while sprinting. This spatial awareness is what separates good players from great ones. Passing patterns. Passing isn't random. Teams practice specific patterns like secret handshakes that confuse the opposition. Some teams pass short and quick, like having a conversation where nobody lets you finish a sentence. Others go long and direct, like shouting across the playground. The key to good passing is timing. Too early, and your teammate isn't ready. Too late, and the chance is gone. It's like trying to high-five someone. Get the timing wrong and you both look silly. Teams spend hours on the training ground perfecting these patterns. They create automatisms, pre-planned sequences that players can execute almost without thinking. Watch closely and you'll see teams like Manchester City or Barcelona use the same passing combinations repeatedly. It looks spontaneous to us, but it's actually carefully choreographed, like dancers who've practiced the same routine hundreds of times. Why teams pass backwards? Passing backwards isn't being scared, it's being smart. Sometimes you need to go backwards to go forwards, like taking a step back before jumping. Backwards passes help you keep the ball when there's no way forward. It's better than losing it. They also make the opposition chase you, creating gaps elsewhere. It's like playing tag. Sometimes you run away to make the other person tired. Next time you see a team pass back to their goalkeeper, don't boo. They're probably setting up their next attack. The great Johan Cruyff once said, "Playing football is very simple, but playing simple football is the hardest thing there is." Backward pass is a part of this simplicity. They reset the play, allow teammates to find better positions, and can actually speed up attacks in the long run. It's like reloading a weapon. Sometimes you need to take a moment to prepare before firing the perfect shot. Possession isn't everything. Having the ball a lot, possession, is good, but it's what you do with it that counts. It's like having a toy but not knowing how to play with it. Some teams barely touch the ball, but win because they're deadly when they do get it. Others pass all day, but never score. The possession stat at the end of the game is like knowing how much time you spent eating dinner. It doesn't tell you if the food was any good. What matters is dangerous possession, having the ball in areas where you can hurt the opposition. Leicester City's miracle Premier League title in 2016 is the perfect example. They averaged just 44% possession that season, one of the lowest in the league. But they were lightning fast on the counter-attack and incredibly efficient with their chances. Meanwhile, teams like Arsenal and Manchester City had the ball much more but couldn't do as much damage with it. It's not about how long you have the ball, it's about what you do when you have it. Transitions. Transitions are the moments when the ball changes teams. These few seconds are often when goals happen. When you win the ball, you have a choice. Counter-attack quickly or slow down and keep possession. It's like choosing between sprinting to the ice cream truck or walking there calmly. When you lose the ball, you need to either press immediately to win it back or drop back and reorganize. Get this wrong and you're in trouble. The best teams are masters of transition. They can switch from defense to attack faster than you can say goal. Transitions are where games are won and lost in modern football. Teams are so organized defensively when set up that it's often easier to score during these chaotic moments of change. That's why you'll hear coaches screaming about transition from the sidelines. The first 5 to 7 seconds after winning or losing the ball are golden opportunities, either to strike or to prevent disaster. Pressing and counter-pressing. Pressing is when you chase the ball like it's the last slice of pizza. You don't wait for the opposition to come to you. Counter-pressing is when you lose the ball and immediately try to win it back, like dropping your ice cream and diving to catch it before it hits the ground. Some teams press all game, like Liverpool under Klopp, others only in certain areas. It depends on their fitness, style, and the coach's plan. Pressing takes energy, so teams can't do it for 90 minutes. They need to choose when to press and when to save energy. The German word Gegenpressing, counter-pressing, became famous under Jurgen Klopp. But the concept has transformed football. Teams now see losing the ball as an opportunity, not just a setback. Statistics show that teams are most vulnerable right after they win possession. Their players are transitioning from defensive to attacking positions, creating gaps. Smart teams pounce on this moment of vulnerability, hunting in packs to win the ball back when the opponent least expects it. Width and compactness. Width in attack means stretching the field to create gaps. It's like pulling a rubber band. The wider it gets, the thinner it becomes in the middle. Compactness in defence means staying close together to block paths through your team. Think of it as making a human wall. Teams switch between wide and compact depending on whether they have the ball. It's like a balloon that expands and contracts. The sidelines are your friends in attack, but your enemies in defence. Getting trapped against the touchline is like being cornered in the playground. Watch how teams like Manchester City use the full width of the pitch in attack. Their wingers stay wide, hugging the touchline, forcing defenders to spread out. This creates more space in the middle for their creative players. Then when they lose the ball, everyone rushes back into a compact shape, closing all the gaps. This constant shape-shifting is like a living, breathing organism that adapts to each moment of the game. Styles of play. There are many styles of play, like different flavours of ice cream. None is right. They're just different. Tiki Taka is lots of short passes, keeping the ball forever. It's like playing keep away, but as an actual strategy. Counter-attacking is defending deep, then attacking quickly when you win the ball. It's like setting a trap and then springing it. Direct play is getting the ball forward quickly, often with long passes. No patience, just urgency. Gegenpressing is hunting in packs to win the ball back immediately after losing it. It's exhausting but effective. Football styles often reflect cultural values. Brazilian football emphasizes creativity and expression. They call it Jogo Bonito, the beautiful game. Italian football traditionally valued defensive organization and tactical discipline. German football combines physical power with technical precision. And Dutch total football pioneered the idea that any player should be able to play in any position. These national identities have evolved over time, but they show how football is more than just a game. It's a cultural expression. Set pieces. Set pieces are when the ball restarts from a stop position. Corners, free kicks, throw-ins, penalties. They're like mini-games within the main game, with their own rules and tactics. Teams spend hours practicing set pieces because they can decide matches. About 30% of goals come from them. The best set piece takers are like magicians. They can make the ball do things that seem impossible. Set pieces have become increasingly sophisticated. Teams now employ dedicated set-piece coaches who analyse everything from the opposition's defensive patterns to the aerodynamics of the ball. They create elaborate routines with decoy runners, blocking movements, and precisely timed jumps. Watch closely during corners, and you'll see it's like a choreographed dance. Players moving in specific patterns to create space for the target man. It's football's version of a heist movie, where everything has to go exactly according to plan. Game management. Game management is knowing what to do at different times in the match. It's like having different plans for morning, afternoon, and night. If you're winning, you might slow the game down. If you're losing, you speed it up. It's about controlling the clock. Substitutions can change games completely. It's like adding a new character to a story just when it was getting boring. The score, the time left, injuries, red cards, all these things affect how teams play. The plan is always changing. The best managers are like chess grandmasters, thinking several moves ahead. They don't just react to what's happening, they anticipate it. They know when to make substitutions, not just based on who's tired, but on how the tactical battle is unfolding. They recognize patterns before they fully develop. And they understand the psychological aspects too. When to calm their team down, when to fire them up, and when to make that game-changing substitution that shifts the momentum completely. Tactics aren't just for one game. Teams develop a style over seasons, creating an identity. The best tactics suit the players you have. There's no point playing Tiki, Taka if your players can't pass accurately. Football is always evolving. What works today might not work tomorrow. Tactics from the 1990s would get destroyed today. The beautiful thing about football tactics is that there's no perfect system. For every tactic, there's a counter-tactic. For every trend, there's an innovation that breaks it. The game is constantly evolving in an endless tactical arms race. What worked for Barcelona under Guardiola was countered by Mourinho's Inter Milan. What worked for Klopp's Liverpool was adapted by Guardiola's Manchester City. And whatever works today will be challenged by something new tomorrow. That's what makes football the endlessly fascinating game that billions around the world love. Which attacking formation do you think is the most difficult or easiest to play? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed learning about football tactics, hit subscribe for more Football Explainer videos. If you've got hypes left this week, use one here to push this video up the leaderboard. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.